It's still June 3rd, 2026. Today, when we left and we went to go down to Carl's farm, we stopped a couple places on the way here. McDonald's on Faircrest. There was men in there. Said the police are, I'm sorry, there was men in there and they said the FBI already knew she never hurt anyone. They always knew that. That they thought it was one of the Kingsmen running this. Found out it was that agent. That's a former agent now. And they were saying a bunch of stuff in there. And I went down to that Bell store in Magnolia. I had to go to the bathroom. My stomach was turning. And I'm in there for a little bit, and some idiot girls come in. The Kingsmen are dying laughing. Dying laughing. That the FBI would rather let all those drug dealers out. And they're about to get all their drug dealers freed. And they're going to sue the U.S. government for billions of dollars for false arrest. They're laughing. They're about to make billions of dollars off of this. That former agent, him calling her a liar, trying to get the surveillance thrown out, and he's helping them. And they think it's funny, before they would ever pay her for being an informant and stand up with that case, that it's legitimate, that they'd rather let all those drug dealers free and let them sue them for billions of dollars. They're laughing that the FBI won't do what's right. One of the things those guys in McDonald's said, the Florida group wants her to have nothing when they get done with her. They want to prove they can destroy anyone. So I want you to think about this. We're going to look at the law, where my friend Walter from the prosecutor's office in Stark County, he used to work there, where he said, that agent doesn't have enough authority to ask anyone to stay quiet. Okay? It's actually illegal. The police know they can't go along with it, and he was only bullying you. Can't be in a court order. No judge could sign it, because the judge signed it, they'd be signing their own arrest warrant. Now, see, that's what the police told me that I talked to, and a criminal attorney. I Googled, what is a jail sentence for an FBI agent if they tell an informant that if they say anything, they won't get their informant money? It's blackmail. Severe abuse of authority, because they don't have the authority to do it. Obstruction to justice, tampering with witness, extortion out of government funds, and a crime against the U.S. government. Oh my God. What is a jail sentence for a judge signing that? Same. They are not above criminal prosecution. And it says, under the color of the law and rights, no one can take someone else's rights away. A judge can only put a gag order on you in a sequestered jury or grand jury while the proceedings are going on. You have a freedom of speech. No one can take it away. And FBI agents are only police officers. They don't even have the authority. Okay. What is a jail sentence if an FBI agent tells an informant, if they say anything, that no one will help them? It's attempted murder. It is severe abuse of authority, obstruction of justice, tampering with a witness. 20 to life. What would happen if a judge signed it? Same charges. And then you got to think how stupid this is. Where they said they paid him off, that's why he told on me. He told Apostolic Church of Barberton he knew I was being drugged, beaten, raped, and didn't care. Before he talked to me. I told you where I called the hotline, cried my eyes out, have an agent call you back. Next day the phone's ringing. I so drugged up I can't even answer. Got rivers of tears running off. I kept going like this. Like, yeah, couldn't wake up. And I woke up later. I was doubled up. I couldn't even stand up. Made it to the refrigerator. Made it to the kitchen. Got something to, grabbed a bottle of something to drink. Got back in bed. Listened to voicemail. Da 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 da. Call me back. I can't. Second day, I'm not much better. Third day, not much better. Okay. I'm sitting on the front porch, holding my head. I feel drunk, and I don't drink. What's wrong with me? Got enough air in my face. Called one of my witnesses. They would witness for me. Went out and bought a card. Put that agent's number in it. Went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton. Dropped that off at the mall. But went out, bought a card, put that agent's number in it from the voicemail. Dropped it off at the mall. Her manager put it in the locker. Card with his number in it. Went up to Apostolic Church of Barberton. Paul Paymer screaming at him, "My God, I had an FBI agent in my office. He's right there." I walk up. "How dare you bring the FBI up here with threats on her life?" Okay. Women walk up. He knows she's being drugged, being raped. He said he didn't care. I'm covered in bruises. Lost 18 pounds. I go in and sit down. They follow me. He knows she's being drugged, being raped. He said he didn't care. She's going to be faking she was sick before the medication near medical malpractice almost killed me. He didn't care. He didn't care what they did to her. And if she's going to be mean to her, I wasn't mean to anybody. Didn't even have anything to do with those people in years. They're all just lying. He said she's going to be faking she was she faking she didn't well get family dreams. The family that already confessed a year ago to the FBI that they were all lying. It never offended them. They're lying to get away with this. He was going to turn her back over to him. Can you imagine an agent saying that? And if she's going to be mean to their women, I didn't have any contact with them in years. I already told the hotline that. And like they said, even Katie told people, she never threatened me. I was just mad because when she went to our church, she wouldn't give me the time of day. And when people found out her sister's husband, Katie was cheating with him. Her sister wouldn't say anything, so she avoided her. Nobody blamed her for avoiding Katie. That way you wouldn't have to act nice to someone you can't say nothing because her sister won't confront her husband for cheating with her. And that was 23 years ago now. It was 15 when the case started. She's getting even with her because she went and talked to her when she went to the church in 03 and told people she threatened her. She even told people she lied too. I had nothing to do with that girl for years. Didn't even talk to her. Okay? So, I said, well, Dave, come in, let's go. We get out in the car. He threatens to kill me. Himself goes for a load of gun and put my hand on the console. Beat me all the way home. Next morning, rivers of tears. I called that agent back. I said, someone told on me. You liar. I tell him about the guy that threatened to knife me and Johnny. He goes, you liar. Was there a camera above the bench or not? A bench? I don't know. You say you're lying, I'll arrest you. I said, well, he tried to kidnap me before. And before I could say Terry Coberly seen him, he said, oh, come on now. Even if a church person seen him, they never verify it. Well, she did, and I taped her with her permission. And he said, I met with that family in my office, the big liars. And all those church people, the big liars. And I know they're trying to kill you. strangers lied to cover up Tim and Katie where Linda said I was home again. I got caught. I think they thought it was you. I'm sorry. Be careful. And he made up the lie, calling me a faker in 03. Got rid of me real quick. And I said I really was sick before. You liar. He said, now we're on a recorded line. He said, you either say you're lying or I'll arrest you. I said, what? He said, was there a camera above that bench or not? I said, I don't know. I said, I don't know. He said, you're lying, I'll put you in jail. You hear me? I said, fine, whatever. Like they said on March 5th, 26th, they sent out the recorded line. He sounded like pure evil. He said, I want you to say you were faking you were sick before. It took me 9 months to get well. 9 months. Almost died after a bunch of surgeries. My muscles locked up. Went to a bunch of crackpots. Gave me the wrong medicine. My whole body swelled up. I had heart attacks, seizures, thyroid shut down, adrenal gland shut down. They're lying so bad they even said I have a level 2 brain tumors, want to do brain surgery. And my community health told me they were known for lying, falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, getting kickbacks from drug companies to get off the medication, and sue them. The only thing that was wrong with me is my muscles locked up from the surgery, and they were causing everything else. Encouraged us for years to sue them. It took me 9 months to get well. I had to learn to re-walk on numb feet. I have degenerative joint disease in my knees, and the extra fluid was pushing them out, and I had to have canes and braces. I had to have my knees drained almost every month. I have an MRI showing the degenerative joint disease, fluid under my knees, fluid-filled cyst forming, and swelling in my legs. And as the swelling slowly left my body, I learned to walk again. It took me 9 months. Okay? And it's documented fraud, medical malpractice, and medication errors. Okay? I said I really was sick before. You liar. And how he met with that lying family that already confessed on March 27, 25 to an FBI agent that they were all lying to the FBI in that office. That it didn't even concern them. Lisa's father killed their kid. She wasn't even there. They're just helping them get away with it. March 20th, 26th, Walmart was tossed by the electronics. An investigator yells out about that family, telling the FBI they were all lying. Help them get away with it. Okay? I said I really was sick before. He said I met with that family in my office and all those church people, and I don't blame him for trying to kill you. He actually says that. He said, you need to realize what you've done. I said, I really was sick before. You liar. He said, you either say you're lying or I'll leave you there, but they're going to kill me soon. They've tried to kill me soon. Say it or I'll leave you there. Please don't let them kill me. Then say it. I said, fine. Just don't let them kill me. He said, why would the FBI help a person like you? Well, they're going to try to kill me. So, they've tried to kill me. So, the other agent yells out, well, we could always use Pete's tape of weird with yourself. I don't even know who he is. The only Pete I knew was my brother in Medina. I hadn't seen him in years. Talked to him on the phone. I said, what are you talking about? I found out some drug dealer rapist Dave hired on his own to Photoshop washing in the shower. That's why nobody knew about it. He's talking about my rapist. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I still don't even know who he is. He said something else. Now, I've never met him. He sounds crazy. He said, well, I bet you're going to say you don't know anything about the psychiatrist for sexual disorders or one of your brother. Ew. At that point, I almost yelled at him, why don't you stop lying? And then I thought, well, that other lady used my insurance, ran up all kinds of medical bills in my name. Maybe it's one or hers. No, it's just a scam. Whole thing's a scam. He's laughing at me. Stop. She don't know. Give me a real reason. My brother-in-law, Craig, died working for the government under Dick Cheney. He was a private consultant for the FBI, unrestricted, did war, weapons, spyware, traveled the world. His one boss was a spook. He probably was one, too. He didn't tell anybody. That means spy. He was an electrical engineer and a computer programmer. travel the whole world undercover for a month or two at a time, no contact. Okay? He said, well, first of all, have you talked to any law enforcement about threats on your life? I said, the only 2 officers I've ever talked to, in August of 18, I had a light. We only have 3 cameras. 3 on the outside, front porch, back porch, side yard. We have nothing on the inside. I said, at midnight, there was a light in the security system. I called 911. They came out, and they said it looked like an alien orb, angry spirit, and told me to buy a dog and let a dog handle it. They didn't want bothered if somebody else came on my property. You're kidding, right? I said, no. Matter of fact, I've never even had my neighbors in my home. He said, is that what's going on? He said, do you know if Dave's cheating? I said, I've never caught him. December 9th, 18, he verified and I taped him. I've never caught him with anyone. He starts laughing. She said she never caught him. Well, so did Dave. He said, well, I could take you somewhere and I can leave you with no money. I have no money to start. He said, if you agree to get information on Dave and the churches, I can open an informant program. I said, I can do that. I thought, this way no one else will get hurt. He said, you'll have a life of peace as an informant. Nothing legally dated against you again. And only for you would we ever do this for. We'll always put it back as if it never happened. We can't be legally charged for anything again for work in this case. He said, admit to no wrongdoing and I'll take care of everything in the end. But if you tell anyone, I'll tell people you're crazy. The FBI won't help you. But if you need help, the chief of police of Canton is my best friend. And he always makes sure the Canton police protect you. I told Walter Moss, he used to work at the Stark County Prosecutor's Office, started laughing till he had tears. He said, first of all, he said that agent doesn't have enough authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. Matter of fact, it's quite illegal, and the police know they can't go along with it. You get the money for working your case, and only for working your case. It doesn't matter if you work 5 minutes of the case or the whole case. You risk your life to get the government information, and they owe you for the rest of your life, and you stay in immunity the rest of your life. Okay? He said, he said, and the police know they can't go along with it. He can't tell anybody they can't help you either. No judge could sign it. There's guidelines. The judge would be signing his own arrest warrant. And he said it's a freedom of speech. They can only even judges can only put gag orders on you in a jury trial or grand jury trial. They knew that agent was only bullying you. It's not in the court order. No judge could sign it. They go to jail. They'd be signing their own arrest warrant. It's a freedom of speech. He said, and no one's allowed in your home but threaten and attempt to lie cases with statements in court order. He said, not even the FBI. He said, what these people did is a fraud scheme. Where they laugh at you in front of people in stores. They photoshopped washing in the shower in the other room. They probably did it's clicking and pasting. Where you had all the signs of being drugged, beaten, raped, never seen, never talked to anybody. Somebody was hurting you, Karen. Even though nobody put it together that it was a rapist. You had bruises, throwing up, severely infected, almost passing out. Somebody was hurting you. Where they said they drugged you and told you to say it before. They probably did. We all know you're sleepwalking with those drugs. It's a big fraud scheme here. Now would the FBI know that? Mm-hmm. See, that's where May 28th, 2026, Bob Evans, Fairlawn, we're in there several times. First time we go in there, they said the former agent where that guy told on me. A couple weeks later, I called back down there. And when Dave was talking about killing Dixie and the baby, had a list of people. He yelled, he's got a list I'm working on. A few months later, when I called back down there, Miss Hall, we're so sorry about everything. He's no longer with the FBI. We're so sorry about everything. These people have admitted where they said it would have been really cool if that agent would have been pretending when he took that bribe. They actually paid him off. He now works for them. and where he was acting like he was going along with it, that he really, unfortunately, he really is going along with these people because they paid him off. And where he sold the government technology to log into the case. It would have been cool if it would have been an act to trick him and then had reverse malware to track the cartel, but unfortunately, he's actually this sturdy and this corrupt. See, that's where in 19 they said, these people, they said they have a legal loophole. He told on me before, you don't have the authority to ask her to stay quiet. We got a big legal loophole. And see, that's where by 22 they're going to get the case thrown out. That agent told on her before, he don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. He left her there. He didn't pay her. We'll get it thrown out. By 23, they either stand up for the case and they pay her, or we're going to get every drug deal, at least. Because he had no legal right around her. He was defrauding her the whole time. Okay? Started again last year. We're coming for the case. They either pay her and they stand up for that case, that it was a legitimate case. And she's a paid informant. See, it slams it shut. That the FBI is not defrauding victims calling for help and stealing from the government themselves and being criminals. They have to shut it closed. You're a paid informant. The surveillance was legal. Or they're defrauding victims, and they're going to get all those drug dealers released. I talked to my friend Walter last night from he used to work at the prosecutor's office. He started giggling. He said, if they don't pay you, they don't stand up for the case, they can get the surveillance thrown out. Absolutely. He said those drug dealers will walk, and they can sue the government for false arrest and fraud. And they can tens of millions of dollars each. It will cost the government billions of dollars. It's like, why don't you just pay me my little $500,000? A back pay up, and then the $5,000 coming in. I got tortured. I got dented in skull. I stutter now when I get upset. I'm getting cataracts over my eyes where the scar tissues are coming up, where it's the pressure changes in your head when you get hit in the back of the head so hard it knocks you out. Fast growing cataracts can show up years later. It's like scar tissue growing back over your eyes. They have to be removed. My eyes are normal and healthy. I just have to have surgery on them. Okay. And I have to have that. I was raped. I was tortured. I was on bladder some medicine for years. They beat me in my stomach until they almost ruptured my intestines. I have large pouching in my intestines. And they said it can only be caused by repeatedly being beat in my stomach. I want you to think about this. I have a damaged rib cage, a damaged shoulder. I lived through hell while they got surveillance on all these people. Judge Peters from Florida, 100 men. The U.S. Marshals used the case, got 801 sweep. Buffalo, New York, Michigan, California. Like they said, the Kingsmen are sitting around laughing. The FBI would rather let all their drug dealers free, and they're about to be billionaires. They sue for false arrest of over $10 million each. It's going to cost the U.S. government billions of dollars. I've wrote the president, I've wrote the OPR, and the DOJ. Now, does the FBI know it can't be in a court order? He was only bullying me? Yeah. Does the police know that? Yeah. It's a federal crime. No judge could sign it. It's a federal crime. They still owe her that money. She's still in immunity. But that former agent, September 10th, 25, like they were laughing, he's down here in the courthouse in Tuscarawas County. September 10th, 25, calling me a liar. The whole case was fraud, and he wants a surveillance thrown out, and he's helping him. But they said he now works for the cartel. Someone needs to stop him. And to me, how much I was victimized, that the FBI is victimizing people calling in for help. All they have to do is pay me. It's a legitimate case. Like the police said, Karen never lied to us once. Not once. Not once. She called in and she reported threats and attempts on her life. These people walked in the FBI office and said they were trying to kill her because someone called her a faker. Then they had proof they were having her harmed. Everything else she said did happen, and was under police surveillance. She never lied once. See, and then these people, the police had even said, we don't care if Karen says anything. What's going on here? Nobody can tell her she can't say anything. Then it doesn't even matter. These people walked into an FBI office, said they were illegally monitoring her. They already knew. Then these people sold the login to the case, and it became public knowledge. At this point, it don't matter what, she says anything. Everybody already knows. They sold the login to the public. They've been live streaming this. Where M13 is live streaming protected custody cases. Well, who sold it to them? The agent that opened my case. For Will found another way of making money off the case. He's selling the login for $25 a pop. Went back first month of the case. People knew more than I did because I was so drugged up there. I thought it was the orange well water killing me. I kept telling the doctor, okay, see, that's where somebody pulled in. We all listened to her. How not funny this is. How not funny. I'm in my own private home. What is a jail sentence for your husband to hire an attorney set up behind camera stalking his wife in our private home without their knowledge or permission? 5 to 20 years to disbar him immediately. What is the jail sentence for an attorney if a husband hires them to set up on camera stalking their wife in a private home, tapes in a bathroom, photoshops like washing in the shower in the other room, and has men break in and drug her and tell her to say stuff and have her being raped under drugs, life in federal? That's how fast they were to be arrested. Now, I never had anybody in my home, not even my neighbors. I had family repair guys, installation guys, and those two silly officers that said the light and security system looked like an alien orb, angry grease spirit, and told me to buy let a dog handle if somebody else came on my property. They didn't want to bother. So, you don't think to look for someone in your home. You're in your home, you think you're safe. Rooms are dark, you walk by them, you don't even think of anything. And like Audrey Carl's daughter and her husband Gary, they watched a thing on the cartels. Hypnotic drugs are their choice because you're sleepwalking. 100% amnesia. Works in less than a minute. You can walk, talk, eat, drink, drive a car, have sex, and you have no memory. And the dangers of using it because you're sleepwalking. Told you they did it to a U.S. Marshals kid twice. She moved out of the area for safety. They did it to my neighbor Mike. He was so stoned out of his mind. He was trying to tell me he was a New York cop. Thought I was pretty and asked me to go cuddle. I'm like, go sleep that off. He's stoned out of his mind. I could have told him to say or do anything. He would never remember. He didn't even remember saying that to me. They did it to my co-worker daughter. She was taken and raped. She don't even remember meeting him. And her friend said that she was talking and acting fine. Left her in a puddle of pee. She's raised in somebody's kid she never met. She got pregnant off that rape. Now, I want you to think of this. Yeah, because Audrey said they take syringes full of those drugs, walk around raves, big parties, and just inject them real quick. 45 seconds, you're gone. You think you got bit or strong. And then they leave willingly with them. The mind-controlling drugs they talked about in Faith Family Church in 19. You walk by a room, and it's like, ow, what bit me? And they already dug back. Go out, take a drink, the room goes dizzy and black. Hours later, you got, whoa. I'm sick in the room, spinning, you're throwing up, got marks on you. The orange well water, you're thinking it's toxic, you're showering in it because you're trying to make sense because you never had anybody in your home, never seen anybody. Got orange, lemon, grapefruit sized bruises all over you, severely infected. Been throwing up, almost passing out in front of people, going to the doctor. Is it the well water I'm showering in? Because it's orange. Here it's only got iron and rust in it. Nothing. And I'm calling it toxic. And here, I've been drugged up and told to say stuff and being raped in my own home. They told people they had the right to drug me to get the truth out of me. No, they don't. That's racketeering. And they're drugging me and telling me to say stuff, photoshopping, washing in the other room. And they're rapist tapes. And people make fun of me for a rapist. They call the guy that did this a serial rapist. In 23, around June 15th of 23, I was up on Forest Grove Drive, and investigators knocking on the door. We don't want you to say anything to her. Did you ever listen to Karen before? I said, yeah, because they sold Logan. They all know they sold Logan. Did you ever mention Agent John? He says the last name. And they said, yeah, in the beginning of the case several times. We thought it was them. We tried to talk to the FBI. They wouldn't answer our questions. We don't want you to say anything. She's never met the man that did this to her before. Well, how they do it, we're not for sure. Well, they're drugging the hell out of me and photoshopping things, just clicking and pasting. It's documented and verified. Everything's photoshopped on her before. That was June of 23. Nobody knew anything. It's a drug scam from the drug dealers that are human trafficking. And by the way, FBI, the Kingsmen from Texas are laughing at you that you would rather be known that you defraud victims calling for help. Turn them back over to drug dealers while your agents steal their money. What is the Department of Justice going to say when thousands of drug dealers get released and they sue the government for billions of dollars? Because time you take $10 million of false arrest rewards each, got thousands off this case. It's going to be billions of dollars extorted money from the government. That's where they said the Kingsmen are laughing that the FBI would rather let their drug dealers out and make them billionaires before they would even pay her. Officer Mark, Officer Suzanne, you need to get it to him. Those men were saying that FBI already knew she never hurt anybody. The FBI already knew she never hurt anybody. See, that's what the FBI actually said. Those two agents out in Belden, and like June of 21, what are these people talking about? She's never hurt anyone. Belden out in Walmart. They yelled March 23rd, 23, Walmart 62. We told these people to stay out of it. She's never hurt anyone. Nobody's ever seen anything. And some lady thought she could make money off of it. Well, she showed up at the Louisville Police May 30th, 25 at 1 o'clock in the morning, how she was trying to trick me out of a bunch of money. I'm going to upload this. But Officer Mark, Officer John, get to the FBI. Even those guys said, the FBI said they always knew she never hurt anyone. And they thought it was one of the Kingsmen running it. Now they found out it's their former agent they let go. What are they going to do about it? Somebody better act quickly. It's bad when the drug cartel's laughing at the FBI. And they're about to be billionaires.